Okay, so for today's video, I actually want to tell a story that I've never shared before. And it's about how my failed attempt at creating a music career for myself was actually one of the best things to ever happen to me. So let's start here. When I was around 19, I want to say 19. When I was 19, I wanted to be a DJ. It's a very original idea, I know, but it's something that I wanted to do at a time. I was obsessed with EDM music. I loved seeing my favorite artists on stage like Cheat Codes, The Chainsmokers, Zedd, Two Friends, and artists like that. I was just obsessed with them. I'd listen to their music during workouts, in the car, everywhere. And I wanted to be just like them. They just seemed like they had the perfect life. They just got to make music, go on tour, jam out, go to the best places in the world and just play their music. And it just looked like they were just having fun for a living. And you bet your ass I wanted in on this too. So I did what any other aspiring artist does, which is I bought a DJ controller. I downloaded Logic on my computer and I started looking up YouTube tutorials on how to DJ. And I spent months and months learning how to, I spent months and months learning how to make music and how to mix. And I even ended up making a couple mixes that personally I thought sounded amazing. And I had this new burning passion and I just wanted to do it all the time. I woke up excited about wanting to get to that end result, right? I just kept fantasizing about being able to go on tour and create my own music and just be a world-class DJ. And so this is what I did. I kept making mix after mix, learning music theory, trying out new things for a while. And one day I just stopped. It felt like just the passion had went away. And then I stopped DJing. And with that, my dreams of having a hit song with the Chainsmokers or any other of my favorite artists died along with it too. Now, the whole point I'm trying to make here is that when I stopped DJing, it's because that wasn't actually what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be a DJ. I liked the idea of being one, right? I like the idea of working with the best artists in the world. I like the idea of touring the world and playing my music for thousands of screaming fans. I like the idea of winning awards for best songs of the year and stuff like that. But at the same time, I absolutely hated all the work that was involved to get to that point. I hated the idea of knowing that I would just spend days, if not weeks, on a song trying to get it to sound right because I didn't like the way it sounded. Having to start from scratch and having to write a completely new track. I hated the fact that I had to carry all of my equipment around from gig to gig. I had to carry all of this heavy stuff and move it just for no one to even listen to me when my set was on. I hated that when I would upload a new mix that I was really proud of on SoundCloud or something, that it would only get 34 plays. I hated all of that. And I was just in love with the end result and not the journey that it actually takes to get to that end result. And this is a really common problem that I see with any aspiring artists or entrepreneurs or anyone who's just trying to chase their passion, right? It's like they see all of these artists on stage living their best lives, and all of these entrepreneurs flexing the Lambos, the watches, private jets, the vacations, all of that. But at the same time, they want all of those things, but they're not willing to put in all the thousands of hours of work required to get to that end point. And that is truly what separates the winners from everyone else. Those who are able to put in the work and stay disciplined no matter what to get to that end goal. The person that loves the stress and all the bullshit that comes with building a business is the same person that gets to enjoy the private jet rides and who gets to enjoy the end result. Those are the people who truly end up winning, are the people who genuinely enjoy the craft and the headaches that come with it. They fall in love with the process, and their success is a byproduct of that. When you are in love with the process and you love getting better and you love solving those problems and taking on new challenges, success is inevitable. It comes with it. You can't have both without the other. Shortly after I quit my dream as a DJ, I ended up pursuing my media agency that I had at the time. And I definitely did not enjoy every second of it. But the process of getting better at it and scaling was something that I was just truly addicted to. In other words, I was really in love with the journey. Although it wasn't my favorite one, just the fact of building it, and that was something that I actually really enjoyed doing. The stress and all the headaches that came with it. I feel like that's the reason why I was able to scale it and make enough money to pivot into my next venture. And had I not learned my lesson from the DJ gig, I probably would not have been successful with the agency. I went into this agency knowing that it was probably going to be the same thing with the DJ gig, where I was like, oh yeah, I want the end result, I want to have all this success, but at the same time, I was willing to put in the work. I understood that this was going to suck. I understood that this was going to take a lot of work that people weren't going to see, and probably wouldn't have paid off in the long run. But regardless, I still did it, and that is why I was able to be successful with it. So I encourage you to really ask yourself if what you're doing is something you're willing to suffer for, because that really is the main point of this. We all go through suffering, but we get to choose what we suffer for. I was willing to suffer all the headaches and all the bullshit that came with building an agency and building an actual business. I wasn't willing to put up with all the suffering and the bullshit that came with being a world famous DJ. Everyone has their own journey and their own mountain to climb in life. I don't know what that is for you, only you know that. And while everyone wants to eventually make it to the top, the best memories will always be made on the journey to the top.